Hello, crafty friends, and welcome back. Today, I am actually sharing a double page layout. This is for Chrissy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches, and this is series 15. And today is for day 9. The sketch was created by Stella Harris. She's on Instagram as Mrs. S. Harris underscore 3. And I am documenting several different groups from group of photos from my visit to the Iowa State Fair last summer. And I was able to kind of use a sketch to kind of group similar events together within the different areas of the sketch. So I'll kind of go over that here a little bit later. Here you can see that the dark blue papers, those were from a Hip Kit Club. And I think I actually got those in one of the grab bags the last time I purchased one. And so here I am just cutting off the excess behind uh, the other piece of paper that I cut in half. And then I'm just adding this additional security on the back of washi tape just to hold my pages together. And then later on you'll see the parts that I cut off from the blue that I actually flip it over and map some of my photos in the white floral paper. The paper in the middle, that one is from Vicki Bouton, and I think it was from the Where To Club. So here you see me dividing up my pictures into the different, I guess, events categories that I went two different times to the Iowa State. Actually, did I go two? No, I just went two times. And so, as you can see, I had some troubles getting my Cricut machine to resize this cut file to the size that I wanted it to, and so I had to make it um, the width that I wanted, but I couldn't get the areas for each photo to be the right size. And so I just decided to make sure that the width of the pictures would fit within the photo frame, and then I just cut out the middle film strip pieces, and then I'm just adding them back in where I actually want them to. Cheers. I was having some Coronas this evening when I was doing this crafting, and so that's just um, me making the best of not being able to get my Cricut to do what I wanted it to do. So here I am trimming off the middle part, and I decided I am going to put another section of for subtitle and embellishment cluster there, so I will come back to that part here later. And so now that I've secured the photos on that for the left side of the layout, now I'm going to work on the three photos on the right side. And what those photos are, that I just took a picture of how busy it was looking down towards the Grand Concourse, and so that's what that first picture is. Oh, never mind. Looks like I decided to go back to the other side and do some matting. So I have a friend from high school, and her daughter is a singer, and she was going to be singing at the Bud Tent one night, and so Joe and I went to the state fair that night, and if you're interested in checking her out, she has a YouTube channel too with her music videos, and she is making her way into the music business. So go check it out. That I will put a link in there if you want to check out her music. It is mostly country based, but you might find something you like. That if you just decide to Google it, it's Olex, no, what is it? Xolex. Xolex is what she goes by. So I will try and put a link down below for you to go check that out if you want. And so this is just a picture of me. Well, the first picture is of Lexi up on the stage, and then there's a picture of Joe and I with her, and then there's a group picture of some of us at the table that were there friends of my oldest sister and her husband and Joe and I, and just the group picture. And then the funny pictures on the very left in the film strip, that those are my great nephew Nolan, and he wanted this turkey leg. And we were just cracking up watching him eat it, just gnawing away on it like a caveman. It was hilarious. So, of course, I had to include those pictures as well. So there is the picture of Lexi, and that one's a picture of me and my sister. And so as you can see, I used that the back side of the dark blue paper, and I matted all my pictures first, and then I used the one of the Vicki Bouton papers, the pink, to do an additional matting behind everything. And I'm just trying to make sure get all the sides even. And these pictures I did keep the larger ones flat, and then the two smaller ones I do pop those up on foam. So now I'm gonna get to the two smaller photos and just kind of testing spacing and how that's gonna work. And here I'm getting the foam adhesive added to the back. And as per usual, I do like to put both dry adhesive and wet adhesive, and just to make sure I have a good adherence to the papers that I'm using. So I get those cut out, and I'm going to get those added in. So it was fun going that night because I knew I would probably see a lot of people from the hometown that I grew up in, and I did. It was a lot of fun catching up with people I haven't seen in years. And so, yeah, I grew up in a very small town in southern Iowa. And so everybody knew everybody. And of course, even in the town, the next biggest town to us, that everybody knew everybody there as well. So, yeah, that's a lot of hometown people there. A lot of the entire bar was actually filled with hometown people, so it was a lot of fun just to see everybody having fun. And so, even though in the sketch that each of those photos are lined up evenly, I did decide to kind of to offset each of the photos in a different position, just to because they weren't all the same width. So I had to do something to not call out that they were all different. So here I'm deciding whether I'm going to put both of these pictures offset on one big pink mat, or if I was going to mat them individually and then just put them down separately. And that was ultimately what I ended up doing. So just getting those matted, and I do cut the mats a little bit thinner on these than I did on the bigger focus pictures on the other side. So these pictures are of, the top ones are just Joe and I of the few things that we did before we went to the concert. So we went to the Iowa craft beer tent and bought some tickets and tried some different craft beer that we like to have. And then the second day when I went, so there's me standing in front of a Lego house exhibit. And so I have a cousin whose grandson had a Lego house exhibit project go on from the county fair to the state fair. So I went and found that in the exhibit hall. And then me with the ice cream. That new this year was a food stand that had butterbeer ice cream. Of course, since I'm a Harry Potter fan, that I had to go track down that food stand and try it, and it was pretty good. Although it was very, very hot that day, so it melted very quickly. So I have those. I put that part aside, and so now I'm kind of back to the left side of the layout, and I'm working on that extra area that I'm going to put at the bottom of the turkey leg section. And so I backed that film strip remnant that I have, and I'm just putting it together to make it look like it cut exactly how I wanted it to, even though it didn't. So I glue that down to the page. I kind of have that at a slight angle because that's how they are shown on the sketch. So I decided to be true to that part of the sketch as well. And so now I'm pulling out some, actually I pulled out a lot of Vicki Bouton stickers to go with this as well, even though they were mostly travel related, and I basically live in the same metro area as the state fair. It wasn't really, it was just a drive across town. A lot of these stickers just seemed to work for the photos that I was taking, so I thought the Be Original sticker was really funny to use with the turkey leg pictures. And then I found this sticker that says yum, and of course the treat yourself, because everything at the Iowa State Fair, or any fair for that matter, is unhealthy fried foods, and I guess typically something most people probably don't eat very often, so you are treating yourself if you're having some of those goodies. So I thought that was appropriate. And so this was one of the tags from the collection as well, and while it actually says travel notes, I liked the pop of black there in the middle, but I am going to use one of the brand strips to cover up the travel notes, but keep the rest of the tag that you can see it says destination. I did tuck it looked like a world or globe, I think, on that left side of the black tag. And so that is where eventually I will put my title for the layout. And so here, pulling out some other Vicki Bouton stickers. I don't think those were from the travel collection, but they might have been. That I used up 3 of these clips, or did I just use 2? Just 2. One on each of the top of the film strips. And so here I'm getting my crochet thread and making sure I don't have any naked tag holes. And so I go ahead and attach that down, making sure to tuck it in far enough to hide it. And so for this tag, I just decide to use my tiny attacher and just staple down the end of my crochet thread there, just to kind of loop down so it'll stay and not get stuck when I stick the layout within my page protectors. So just finalizing that embellishment cluster there on that side, and cutting off that so I can add it to the other side of the double page layout. There I am, making sure it's just going to match up perfectly. And now I'm going to work on the right side of the layout. So again, I pulled out more tags from Vicki Bouton, and I'm just going to use those as additional mats and embellishments around each of my photo clusters on the left side of this layout here. And for these, I do also get my thread out and put those in. Let's see, I do a bow for one, and another one I do the staple loopy thing again. And let's see, the other 2, looks like I staple loopy some of those and then tie just a regular knot for one. So I do try and vary that up a little bit once in a while, just to get some different looks throughout my layouts. I don't know why, just because. So there is how that grouping is going to come together. And now I'm deciding spacing and everything for this, that so I glue those 2 together so I can move the pictures around as a group. And there I'm trying to decide, do I put that on top or on bottom? I do ultimately put it on the top so I don't lose that lot of fun section. So there I use my tiny attacher stapled down to the tag this time instead of the layout. And I'll go ahead and get that section put down. Here's where, so that was a little bit of extra trim that I cut off of another tag that was too long. So instead of throwing them out, I just tied them through the loop together. And here's just another variant of how I put my thread in my tags. So here, just getting placement of everything. So trying not to get too much trapped space there between the two different tags. And let's see, so I think I pressed down too hard on my tape runner and broke the adhesive cartridge inside, so I'm trying to make it work so I can finish out using the roll. But it wasn't working, so I pressed a little harder. And so there you can see that I did move the tag over a little bit so I didn't have that trapped space. And here's the bow that I tie for the one, and just kind of pull that back so the loops are even. And one more to tie there, and I believe that one I either leave loose or staple it to the actual tag. Yep, tag it is. And sorry, that was a little off camera there, but you can see that I did actually staple it to the picture. So I believe most of that side is done, so now I'm going to put this other film strip down, and then this Summer Fun I've had in my stash for a while. It was part of a older Pebbles summer. They're not really puffy, they're kind of like enamel letters, and they weren't an alphabet, that it had just different summer titles and words in different fonts, and they were all in pink. I think it came out several years ago. So just put that down the side of the film strip, and I've decided I wanted that little banner. I can't remember what it said, something about do all the things, or so it, whatever it says, it was appropriate to just us doing lots of things at the fair. And then same thing with this sticker. It was another Vicki Bouton. I do decide I'm going to pop it up on some foam adhesive, so I do dip it in my Stampin' Buddy and get the sticky off. So this was a strip that I cut off of the tag page, and it just says love this over and over and over. And so I decided to stretch it to fit both sides. So I'm cutting it apart to only go on the layout for the areas that you can actually see. And then that way I could stretch it all the way across both layouts. So it goes on this one, and then when I get back to the other left side of the double page layout, I use that little bit that's left to fill in the two or three tiny spaces that show of that raw edge between the blue and the white paper. So getting those pieces down, sorry for the head, and I don't know if I show on screen or not the journaling that I add. Just adding a few stickers that I'd pulled off. I do that small little ice cream sticker. I think I put the other ice cream back. Since that was up on foam and it was sticking off the tag, that I did decide to put a little piece of foam tape behind so it wouldn't get squished down or ripped. So here I am putting my title using some gold thickers, and then these tiny ones that just put the year 2023 are from the American Crafts, is it Frills and Flags, I think is what it's called. It's their newest collection for the 4th of July. And so here is where I'm using another gold, shiny gold alphabet to spell out Exolex. and just adding some last minute touches that decided to, since I had gold on several different places on the layout, I decided to pull all of these gold that look like gold splotches and just scatter them throughout both sides of the layout. And as you can see on the left hand side, I must have not gotten the footage of me cutting the rest of that border strip that says love this and added it in the 3 little places. So adding a few last minute touches. I think I might get out some enamel hearts. No, adding some buttons that match. I struggle with using buttons, so I pulled these out and got some of these used. And this is getting close to wrapping things up for this a little bit longer video today, but had a lot to share with you. So hopefully you enjoyed what you saw, maybe caught some good tips. Go check out XLX's music channel, and if you have any questions, please feel free to leave me a comment below. If you wouldn't mind giving me a like and subscribe, that would be awesome too. Just adding some journaling there, and that's going to wrap it up for today. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.